Hey guys! Alright, today I wanted to do something just kind of fun and spastic. I honestly have not even gone through this on my own, so I don't know how it's going to turn out. I wanted to do a Sharpie marker test, like the Sharpie marker. I have the pop-out kind, that's my favorite kind. I have these around the house everywhere. I wanted to do this in every planner that I have right now and paper and show you just how much it bleeds through. Not because you should be able to write in your planner with a Sharpie marker, but I think because it just shows the different type of paper quality. So let's begin, my friends. I am going to go to somewhere that has not been written on. Okay, let's just pick a random day. We're going to go to October 19th. Okay, this is my Emily Lay Daily 2017. And we are going to write, I was going to write Sharpie. Okay, there's my Sharpie test in here. And I knew with her paper it would bleed through, and it did. You can see from far away and close up. Yeah, you cannot write in here with the Sharpie. But it didn't bleed through to this side, which is awesome. I was trying not to push too hard because I really thought it might. And I'm still using this book for my daily task list. So I won't really be using that page probably. All right, that was Emily Lay Daily. So let's do Emily Lay Weekly since we're on to that. And I just happened to pick October, and let's say we're having chicken for dinner on this day. And I picked a pretty sharp, fairly new Sharpie for this. And yes, it bleeds through pretty much the same amount, I would say, as her daily, but it did not bleed through to the next page. So that's what we're looking at. Okay, next, Inkwell, which is the most exciting one for me because let me tell you guys, I've already done Sharpie marker tests in here and I've mentioned it in some of my other videos. It does not hardly bleed through at all. Yeah, so Inkwell's of this, their bound planner is 140 GSM. It has a really good tooth to it. I guess I should talk about paper quality in each one as we're coming to it. So I will go back and do that in Emily Lay's. And this one, I admit, I'm writing harder in it. Now, you can see it does go through some and a teeny bit of bleed through. But it's pretty amazing because you could still actually write on this page. And I will show you guys where I have used in this planner when I was using it as my daily. I like to check off each day with a black Sharpie just because I was using a black pen and it just didn't show up like my day was checked off. And I like to just glance at my week and see which day am I on. And if it didn't have a check, then I knew that's my next day. So I started using a Sharpie to check it off because it honestly hardly showed through to the next page. Like it did not ever bother me. On the next page, see, here's where all my checks would be. And then it never showed through enough to bother me. So I always used my checks. And you might say, well, that's because I like wrote so much on those pages or whatever. But it hardly shows through on these pages. Like you can see, if you want to just check off your day with it, there's my check. I mean, you cannot see that. So it's pretty amazing. This paper, I have to tell you, of all my planners, is the most enjoyable to write on. It is fun to write on. For real. It has a really good feel and a really good tooth. And with almost any pen, it's just like I want to open this book and write in a whole bunch. And there's the word fun. Okay, with my smiley face. All right, so Inkwell's 140 GSM paper, 2017. Now, I did say we were going to go back and these are Emily Lay's 2017. She never told us the GSM. So this year she announced, I believe, 80 GSM. Check her site. It's Mohawk via paper. And I have mentioned in my Emily Lay videos that I have had problems. Her paper feels so good. It really does. But you can almost see through lines even when you haven't written on it. Like you can see her lines, see that line? And her daily check box is through before you even write on it. See? You can see straight through that. So I have problems with her beautiful planner. That is my only problem. Like this is a flare pen, okay? And these are flare pens, but see how much they show through? It just doesn't make it fun to turn to that day when you feel like so much is coming through from the other day that I can read it. It says Father's Day, P home from camp. So I can even read it through on the other page. That's what it looks like, and those are just flare pens. So I do have a problem with that in her planner, but other than that, her paper feels amazing. It's just there is ghosting, I feel, on almost every pen. But I love her planner other than that. The quality and the feel of the paper is great, and I have the same ghosting qualm. I think it is the exact same paper, feels to me, and she says it's the exact same paper that is used in her weekly. Her paper feels great. It smells great. I know there's something weird, but I've had this planner for months and months, and still her bound planner, when I open it, smells good. So I have videos on all these planners up on my channel. Check them out if you want to know details about the planner. Today we are just doing a fun Sharpie marker test because, you know, I'm crazy. Now this planner hasn't even started, but we are going to go in this first week and we are going to say Sharpie. This is Plum Paper. I do not know the GSM on their paper. The last time I checked, they did not have that on their site. Okay, there's how the Sharpie looks. So it does bleed through. I would say a little bit less than Emily Lay, but it definitely bleeds through. You can't write with Sharpie in here. But Plum Paper with just normal pens does not ghost. I feel like you can write on it with any normal pens. Like I said, the last time I checked on their site, they did not have the GSM up. They might have now. Normal pens, I have no trouble in my Plum Paper. My problem with this is I like the feel of a certain tooth to my paper, and Plum Paper is too slick for me. It doesn't give me the same feeling writing with my pen. It's not slick like glossy or a poster board, okay? But it has this really smooth, almost where if you were using a fountain pen, which I don't have one, but I'm sure that you would have to let it dry before you touched it or turn the page. Sometimes even my Pilot Precise, you can't just rub it right after. So their paper is really thick and well, and stuff does not go through. But it's just not the feel that I love to write on, but some people love this feel more than the other type of tooth. So, you know, that's why there's a planner for everyone. That's what I always say. That's why I love all the different planners out there, and I love to just show them all. Okay, there's nothing on this. This is my Get to Work book. As far as I know, she does not state the GSM on her. Sorry, I can't write and talk at the same time. She does not state the GSM on her site, as far as I know. Her paper has a really good tooth to it. It does not have bad ghosting to me. It's not super thick, but it's good paper. So that's my feeling on her paper. And yeah, it's not bad ghosting at all. I would say the same as Plum Paper. I would say better than Emily Lay on the ghosting, which is weird because Emily Lay's paper feels thicker. But this paper just doesn't have as bad ghosting. But you wouldn't want to use it to write in your planner because it would go through quite a bit. So I like Get to Work book paper. I don't have complaints about her paper. Other than that, I mean, no paper is as enjoyable and as thick to me as Inkwell. But this paper is great to write on. It has a good tooth and it seems to absorb pen well. I don't know how else to say it, but it's enjoyable to write on. Okay, that's my 2017 Get to Work book. And I have videos on that too. Now, my Mom on the Go planner does not have extra thick paper. I knew it would bleed through quite a bit. I already wrote Sharpie marker right here. All right, and I will show you on the back. You can see it right there. I think it's the worst one so far. So these are just the normal pens in the Mom on the Go. And they're not bad, but you do have ghosting. But again, this planner is not in the same class, the expensive class as Emily Lay. So honestly, their ghosting doesn't bother me because they're not boasting of their paper and they're not in the same class. And that is a Sharpie marker. So that's what it looks like in the Mom on the Go planner. Have a whole video on this too. It's from a site intheleafytreetops.com. Okay, now we are going to go to an Inkwell Journal, sewn journal, which has 120 GSM. They cannot put the 140 like in the Inkwell bound planner because the journal is sewn. And I did not bring my quarterly planner in here from Inkwell, but it is 120 GSM also. It is the same paper as this sewn journal, okay? So let's write Sharpie. Test again. All right. So you can see on her 120, it definitely shows through. Pretty much like all the other planners. Even though the other planners' paper is not as thick as this, the other planners I can tell you that I'm feeling. The Mom on the Go is not this thick. The Get to Work book is not this thick. Plum Paper is not this thick. Emily Lay is not this thick. None of them are 120, but when you put a Sharpie on it, it shows through. Even on 120. Okay, so I love Inkwell paper. I love the tooth of this paper. I love writing in this planner. And I can write on both sides because really nothing goes through. Here is this is a full page written on. And look at that. I mean, it looks like a blank slate on the next page. So it doesn't matter to me that the Sharpie shows through on that. I just thought this was a fun test to do in every planner. Okay, this is my Leuchtturm 1917 bullet journal. And this is the back page with all my pen tests. So why not add a Sharpie, right? Okay, we know it's going to go through because this is 80 GSM. There's the Sharpie, and honestly, I'm surprised because Leuchtturm paper seems pretty thin to me, and it does ghost, as you can see from the page before, with just normal pens. So I am surprised that it held up that well to a Sharpie. Really, because I would only call that ghosting. I don't even have bleed through. So that is, wow. Surprised at my Leuchtturm. Okay, my Passion Planner, which has 100 GSM paper. All right, let's go. Let's do it on my pen test page, shall we? Which I made back here somewhere. All right, let's do Sharpie. And this is, like I said, 100 GSM paper, which feels really good to me, and I don't feel on my weeklies that stuff shows through. So this paper, that's interesting, is 100 GSM. And yet, I feel like it shows through more than my Leuchtturm, which is 80 GSM. See? 100 GSM paper, 80 GSM paper, Leuchtturm. So I can't explain it because I honestly am not a paper guru. Although I like to try to memorize the different GSMs from the planners, and paper is important to me. But look how much that shows through my 100 GSM. And Passion Planner paper feels really good to me. Feels substantial, and it has a really enjoyable tooth to write on. This paper does not feel as substantial at all. It has a good tooth to write on though. And look at that. Definite bleed through all across. And really, no bleed through. That one dot, just ghosting. This is surprising to me. Okay, Leuchtturm and Passion Planner, 100 GSM, 80 GSM. It's just the different quality of paper is all I can think. That is all I can think of. But for the price for Passion Planner or the Leuchtturm, I'm 100% perfectly happy with that. Okay. So this is my new Panda Planner that I just did a review on. You can get off Amazon. Check out my video if you think you're interested. You can get 10% off with the code PANDAFAM on Amazon. And I have a whole video up on this. All right, let's go to this back page and let's put a Sharpie test. I do not know the GSM on this paper. I need to try to look it up. Okay. And it's definite bleed through. Yeah, probably like Plum Paper, Emily Lay, it's in those same categories. And probably even like the Passion Planner. Let's see if I can find my Passion Planner page and compare. Yeah, it's more than the Passion Planner, a little bit. So, but not that you're going to be writing with Sharpie in any of these books. It's just, I think it's fun to go through and just see. Now, I just wanted to wrap up by saying, I love Emily Lay and her quality. I really do. And I didn't mean to diss on it a lot. Everything else about her planner is so quality, so fun. And I have bought her daily planner for 3 years in a row now. This is my third one. So I'm definitely a fan. But I really wish, and I know she uses good paper. It feels good. It feels substantial. It smells good. Has a beautiful feel and tooth. But it just, like I've showed, and I've showed it in my Emily Lay video too, I have ghosting issues. And so I do just wish that was something that was better for the price of the planner. And that's all I'm saying, because her planner is a premium price at $58 for this planner. And you get a beautiful box with it, and I think it is completely worth that. It's beautiful, and it's great quality, and everything else on it is top notch. But I just feel like for the price that there shouldn't be that much ghosting. And many people have written me and told me they don't have that much ghosting on theirs. So maybe I just got a bad one this year. I honestly can't remember from last year or the year before, because I wasn't doing planner reviews then, and I wasn't being that critical of paper. So I honestly can't remember. I can only speak from this 2017 calendar year that I have of both of these. And they both have the same ghosting issues. That's all I'm saying for the price. If they had a price like the Passion Planner, like this is, what is this? 30 bucks? Yeah. This classic size is 30 bucks. Their smaller compact black is 25. For that price, I think their 100 GSM paper is great. And on a week by week basis, I don't have a problem. I can't see stuff. And that kind of is weird to me, because for the price, because on Emily Lay, if I wrote in it with these flare pens, which is what these are, I would be able to see it. And I can't see these. So that's my issue with the paper thing. And that kind of sums up my paper on all these planners. I think that I will do a whole nother video when my sister comes and we will get all our pens together maybe and show pen tests and maybe talk about paper in all these planners. If that's something that you guys would be interested in, let me know. And I would love to try out some of all of our most popular pens and talk about them in each one of these planners. Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching. And I'm sorry if my voice was going in and out with this video. I was moving around a lot, and I just have an iPhone 6. So I'm just doing the best I can to try to stay near the mic, but this video required me to move a lot. Thanks for being patient with me. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. We'll see you next time.